What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCNUSD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. We have dumped down tremendous ways over the past week. Not even week, over the past few days. I say tremendous. We've seen worse. We've definitely seen worse, but I don't know about you guys, but 16% in 3 days, 4 days. It's not fun, especially when you're at these low points here. It's not fun to see. This is just more of a drop that we've seen, relatively speaking, to any of these lows in quite some time. And it is the lowest price we've been at in over a year. Almost a year and a half now, actually. My thoughts are that this is a terrible time to sell. It's objectively the worst time to sell in the last year and a half. And that in time, probably not much time at all, we likely will see one of these moves here, one of these moves here, maybe a move like that. I don't know if we see a move like that, but some type of move that does take us back above 0.005. At that point, if there's any of you who are feeling like, okay, I need to get out, I need to wash my hands clean of this, I would say that might be your point to get out, to exit. Where we see another one of these pumps, something like that. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you could have your sell orders put in place already, layer them out, whatever, and if it hits, it hits. But mark my words, in time, and I don't know how much time, we will be moving up to this 2 cent area. We will be moving up beyond that, and inevitably, as a lot of time goes by, we will get above $1 as well. All it takes is time. And from here to the downside, what the potential is, at least in my opinion, from a low to a high, if I can get it actually at the low, that would be better, would be something just below where we are now. 0.0352 to 0.0258, somewhere in that range, which doesn't seem that significant, but on a price perspective, that's another 10%, which is pretty significant, to a 33% drop, which is very significant. So anything and everything in that range is possible. We connect the dots here. Come on now. If we connect the dots, that area meets this trend line for support. It's possible that we hold this area for support, we get our little move up, we go all the way up to 0.07 or maybe even higher. And then when we find support, it's actually below the trend line, but still in this area. I wouldn't be surprised if we did find support below this trend line personally. Maybe we find initial support at it, something like that, but then in time break through it. And this would be our long-term accumulative phase. Regardless of what your plans are, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're planning on selling in this area, I think that that's the wrong move. I think that this area is for accumulation. I think anybody who's buying in this area is going to do really well for themselves in the future. You have to be long-term minded here. And if you are long-term minded, I think DCAing is the way to go. This is a perfect time to buy. Lower prices are even better times to buy. And I think if you bide your time, you stake your coins, in time, you will be rewarded. It might take a month, it might take a year, it might take several years, but in time you will be rewarded. And this game is not a quick game. It can be. It certainly can be quick, but it's typically a very, very long process. The people who bought here consistently bought here. Unless you bought right before things started to move up, you had to wait a long time before you had any kind of reward. The people who sold here, if you were trying to buy the low, you had to wait a long time to get to where we are here now. It's a game of patience, it's a game of timing, and that's not the easiest thing to do. Anybody can ride a move up, anybody can round trip it. But to be patient and execute at the proper time, that is harder to do. It's something special. And this, I think, is a proper time to set yourself up for the long term. Even though yes, we could go lower. We look at this here from a relative low to a relative high of this move. And we held the golden ratio here for a long time, and now we're breaking through it. It's possible that we still hold this area. After all, prior resistance here, prior resistance here, prior resistance here. We have a lot of resistance right in this area that we're in now. We could be finding support there. And again, this is why it's a horrible time to sell. You don't know how big of a move we could get. You know, if you want to wipe your hands clean, okay, maybe there. But at the same time, we've been accumulating for so long. We've been moving sideways. We've been changing the pace of this movement for so long that at any given point we could see something that's a little bit more exuberant than what we're accustomed to over this past year and a half of dropping. Time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Weekly time frame, the RSI is in shambles. It's not good. The stochastics, same thing. The MACD gives me some sort of hope, but it's still bad. If it crosses red, that's going to be worse. Can we look at the monthly time frame? Do we have enough? We have enough data, but it's not really enough in my opinion. Yeah, we're oversold here. We can go lower. We can cross red. Not a lot to go off of. The daily time frame, quite oversold. Stochastics are oversold as well and rejecting the oversold zone. And then the MACD, building bearish momentum after you had bullish divergence, never a good thing, crossing below the zero. I would assume, looking at this here, that yes, we do work our way down below 0.003 in time. I would assume we do. But in the meantime, we probably get some type of reverberation back above 0.005, maybe even 0.006, and maybe even 0.007. And this area would be the time to, you know, maybe consider getting out if you don't want to ride this train anymore. I'm not getting out. I've already made it abundantly clear where I plan on selling. It's going to be above $1, but that is the way of pain. There's going to be some pain and some time in between here and then. So patience, accumulation, is the name of the game. Think of it like this. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But from here to even this area, right? We're about 3 to 7 times away from that area. 3x to 7x less in that sense, right? Your dollar goes that much further. So what would have costed you $1,000 here is only like 300 or less here. You can set yourself up cheap at a cheaper cost for prices that you would have been that maybe you bought at before, maybe that you thought were a good deal before. Because let's face it, from here, if OnyxCoin does what I think it's going to do, which is going above $1, I mean that's a 50, almost a 60x right there. From this point, from this exact price point here, that same move is a multi-100x. There's a lot of potential here. But again, it's not going to happen overnight. You never know. It could. We could see some kind of fantastic move right now, but I have a feeling OnyxCoin is not going to show up until the rest of the market does. And I don't feel like we're in a show up kind of moment for the rest of the market. So anyways, I digress. I've said my part. I don't have anything else to say. So hit that like button. Subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It's always disappointing. It's always disappointing to see things that you love go to new lows, but in time, we will recover. In time, patience pays, and also in the meantime, you could be staking to mitigate those losses. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.